Hey, how you going? Okay, so we're going to do today mascarpone mousse, so I call it a little tiramisu with berries. Simple ingredients: sugar, water, egg yolks, mascarpone cheese, thickened cream, egg white, another lot of sugar and water, and gelatin leaves. The sponge fingers comprise of egg whites, sugar, egg yolks, corn flour and baker's flour, and a dusting of icing sugar. The fruit compote is strawberries, blueberries, blackberries or any summer fruit. Orange rind and juice, lemon rind and juice, Cointreau and cracked pepper for a kick. Okay, so we're going to now boil our water and sugar. So I've got sugar and water. I'm going to bring that to a simmer. I'm going to bring it to a boil, so I'm looking for 121 degrees. So you can see that it's starting to boil. Okay, simmer. And we don't want the sugar to come up the sides, so I'm going to brush it lightly. Don't want to add too much water to it, just so it doesn't crystallise. So my sugar's reached about 110 degrees, so I'm now going to go into my egg yolks on, because it won't take long for it to come up now. Okay, so we're going to put my 121 degree sugar into my egg yolks. Okay, don't start it beating because you don't want to have any sugar on the sides. I've mixed it up a little bit, as I said, and now I'm going to get this on. Okay. So we need to now cool this down. So it's nice and light. Okay. Right, so it's ready to go into our cream. So now we're going to add our cream. So it's now ready. You can see the soft peaks. We just want a little bit of wobble. Okay, we don't want too much because then it won't be smooth. Okay, so I've got a bowl. We're going to add our mascarpone. Now I don't need to do this in the mixer. It's really easy to actually over whip this. So I'm just going to, as you can see, I'm just going to smooth it out just so that's all the same temperature. I've had it out of the fridge for about 30 minutes. Okay, that's enough. Okay, and now I'm going to add my egg. Okay. So I'm going to do it in 3 parts. So do the same thing. So we're going to do half the cream. Okay, so that's right. So I've got my egg whites now. I'm going to add that. And I'm now going to go to the stove. Okay, same pan, different sugar. So I've now got sugar and water. Okay, I've got my water ready in case I need to, which I will, I'll need to brush the sides down so that it doesn't crystallise. Okay, so we're looking for 125 degrees. Okay, and at about 118 degrees or 20 degrees, I'm going to pop my egg whites on to start mixing because I want it about a soft peak before I start putting the sugar in. Okay, so I'm just going to brush the sides down. So it's reached 120 degrees. So now I'm going to start my egg whites and keep going until 125. And so my egg whites are soft peaks. Okay, so I'm going to slowly add this now, the sugar mixture, and I'm going to start mixing. Okay, so this is now ready. It's nice and cold. It's got a beautiful shiny texture to it. Okay, we can add that now to our cheese. So I've got cold water and I'm going to add my gelatin leaf and I'm going to break them up and I'm going to pop them in. Okay, so I'm going to let that sit for a few minutes and now I'm going to I've got my cream that we did before with the mascarpone cream and egg yolks, and I'm now going to add my egg white to it. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing where I'm going to do about a third of the mixture because I want to have it light. Okay, so I'm turning the bowl around as you can see. Okay, so I'm now going to do another third. So my gelatin leaves are soft, so I squeeze it out, get rid of it, get rid of the water, and I'm going to warm that up on the stove just to melt it, and then I'm going to add it to my mascarpone mousse. Okay, so I've got that on the stove, and we don't want to have it directly on the heat. I just want to have a little bit of heat there. Okay, so just be very careful because it melts very, very quickly. Now we don't want to overheat the gelatin, so I've got it at the flame. It's sitting about 2 centimetres above the flame. Okay, so that's ready now. So I've got my gelatin melted, but I don't want to let it set. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of mixture. I'm going to pop it in, because obviously we've got a lot of mixed there in the bowl and it's cold and the gelatin will set really quickly. Okay, so always you do like for like. So this is a bigger amount. So we're now going to mix it through. Okay, done. Okay, and now I can pop that into my bowl. Okay, and it won't set. If you put it directly into the bowl, it'll set. Okay, so again, just fold it through. And as I said to you, you could do it without gelatin. Okay, I'm doing it with gelatin because I want it to set. Okay, and that's it. And it's ready to go. Okay, so I'll put that aside. So we're going to move on to now our, I'm going to make a ladyfinger biscuit. Really basic. You can do this with or without it. I just thought it's a good time to incorporate making a sponge finger. You can buy them also at the supermarket, but I like to make my own. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sift my plain flour and my corn flour together, which actually makes it a cake flour, very light and airy. I'm now prepared a tray. I've actually drawn 4-inch, like about 6 centimetre lines, so I can make sure that my sponge fingers are nice and straight. I'm going to turn it over. We're done with the black, obviously, on the sponge fingers. So now we're going to move forward and we're going to make our sponge fingers. So I've got my egg white. I'm going to mix that through. I just want to show you. So I've got soft peaks. So now I'm going to add my sugar. Add my flour. Turn it off and see. Okay, the last bit I'm going to just mix by hand. So we're going to fill a piping bag. I'm got to go through now piping my biscuits and popping them in the oven. Okay, and then I'm going to do the fruit. So I've got a flat nozzle, like a round nozzle. Okay, and I'm just going to go nice even pressure. So I've just taken these out of the oven, felt it break. So we're going to make our fruit now. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rind a little bit of lemon. So I wash the skin and I'm going to use about half a lemon, just a nice rind, fresh rind. I'm going to put my lemon rind in the bowl. Not much. And a really good rind of pepper. So I've got fresh raspberries, blueberries and blackberries. And then I've got some beautiful fresh strawberries I've just bought from the market. Okay, so I'm going to go through and cut these in half. Okay, now the strawberries are quite big, so I'm just going to take the greens off. Okay, I'm going to cut those into quarters and then I'm going to cut them again so there'll be 8s. Okay, so I finished doing that. Now I bought some Cavendish oranges. Okay, so I'm going to squeeze a bit of that in. So we're going to fill our piping bag up. So I've got my piping nozzle, so you can see that I've got my hand here to make sure that It's nice and clean. I'm going to push it down because I don't want any air. So that's nice and clean. You can see there's a little bit of air there. So I'm going to push that out of the nozzle. Okay. Twist, and it's ready to go. Okay, so I've got my dish. So, tiramisu in the bottom. Okay, I'm going to pop my sponge fingers in. I've cut the edges off so it fits nicely in the container. Okay, so another layer. Never put the fruit on top of the sponge. Okay, so you can see I've got a nice even layer. Okay, so now I'm going to put my fruit in. Layer of fruit. So I've got, again, tiramisu. Fingers. This time it's wider, so I don't need to cut the ends off. It's just a single layer. Now, if you wanted to, you could put some white chocolate on it. That's really nice as well. Okay. Tiramisu. Berries. And icing sugar to finish.